Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year to all wrestling fans alike. Coming to you live, maybe not live, from parts unknown. He is Tomas. I am Zach. So happy to be back here after the holiday season was extremely busy for both of us. But this train, we said many times, will never stop on this channel. And here we are, Tomas, talking about something really fun.
Yes.
I know this
Better
show.
late than never.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. We know this show is damn near almost a month old. We are getting ready for Monday Night Raw debuting on Netflix. So if we didn't do it here, the show would be 100% obsolete after next Monday. So Thank you for being patient with us. Like we just said, we said we were going to talk about it, and here we are talking about it. The return of Saturday night's main event on NBC television.
Boom! Here comes the Ready or Not. No, not that song, right?
We're not there yet. We are not at that iteration.
Damn it! Damn it!
But to give all of you youngins out there a little history lesson, back in the day, we didn't have Monday Night Raw in the 80s. We didn't have Friday Night SmackDown. We didn't have NXT. They just had, and I wish Greg was here because he could smarten us up a lot better when it comes to timelines, but they had shows, WWE Superstars and Saturday Night Shotgun and, you know, the Saturday morning stuff where it would just be promos and vignettes and a couple of squash matches, not a lot of big matches. We are really spoiled as wrestling fans nowadays is what we expect from our television. But back in the day, those were just shows to showcase the wrestlers until like the WrestleManias or the Royal Rumbles or the SummerSlams. But when Saturday night's main event rolled around, this is where the big stuff happened. And you had to wait 6 weeks in between events to see what was going to happen next. And let me tell you, this is the pinnacle of big moments in WWE. You have famous moments like the twin referees with Earl and his brother tricking Hulk Hogan into losing the WWE title to Andre the Giant. Or no, to Ted DiBiase, and then DiBiase giving the title to Andre.
You had it right already. Andre was the one who
gave the title
Andre ended Hogan's like 4-year run on top as the WWF champion, and then immediately after, Andre sells the belt to the $1 Million Man.
It's classic moments like that. And I feel like when it comes to Saturday night's main event, that's the one that pops up to mind. I'm sure Zach could fire off some other good Saturday night's main events. But let me tell you, when I was younger growing up, my goddad loved wrestling and he knew I loved wrestling. So he would bring me so many cool like wrestling memorabilia, like for Christmas. Like he brought me classic wrestling magazines. Yeah. And he's the one responsible for giving me a lot of these 3-disc sets of wrestling DVDs. And I remember one Christmas he came over and I opened it up. It was the best of Saturday night's main event. And I remember him showing me the cover
jealous
and saying like, yeah, that's Jake and Snake Roberts and that's Hulk Hogan. And this is a moment that'll live rent free in my head. He pointed to a certain individual on the DVD case and he said, and that man right there, that's the baddest man in pro wrestling of all time, Macho Man Randy Savage. And my face lit up. And that's how I was able to see a lot of Savage's classic moments on Saturday night's main event. It was truly a time capsule of what pro wrestling was back then. And I love that DVD.
A DVD back when I was collecting, I actually never got my hands on. And I'm still kicking myself because that was a very popular DVD for a lot of collectors back then. So thank you for sharing that memory. That's super freaking cool. But this show, I think what Triple H is doing with like the presentation and what Lee Fitting is doing with the presentation, I think overall it's a great package that WWE is presenting you right now. Way better than what Kevin Dunn could ever do. But this is a team that really respects the history of professional wrestling. So they really dug deep. They actually got the venue of the very first Saturday night's main event from 1984, I believe. They went back to the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island for this show. They have the 1992 style LED entrance, the narrow entrance ways, the old school guardrail. You have Jesse the Body Ventura making a surprise appearance with the boa and all.
Yeah. A newly signed Jesse the Body Ventura to a WWE Legends deal. Triple H, once again, breaking barriers. He's known for mending the fences to a lot of these people that said they would never come back to WWE. He's mainly the reason how Ultimate Warrior was able to get inducted before his untimely passing. He's the reason
Yes.
Bruno Sammartino made amends with WWE and he was able to go into the Hall of Fame. CM Punk, countless others. And now he's able to get Jesse Ventura back to WWE, which I think is really cool. But before we delve even more, this isn't the first time WWE would reboot Saturday Night's Main Event. We alluded to
Very
it
true.
during our WrestleMania 22 review, where WWE did bring it back for a couple of years between 2006 and 2008. And though there were some cool moments, like we said, Shawn Michaels and Shane McMahon had an excellent street fight on an episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. You look down the timeline and the quality of Saturday Night's Main Event really just demolished by the end of it. We looked at the card of the last Saturday Night's Main Event. It was a 3-match card, including a squash match with the Great Khali, and the main event was Edge versus Jeff Hardy. I could not tell you what the build was at to. I think it was just they were building the SummerSlam, and Edge and Jeff Hardy were having it was a stripped down, watered down house show.
Might have been like not even SummerSlam that year, maybe the Great American Bash, because I remember Edge was the top contender for the WWE title around that point. But yeah, no, Saturday Night's Main Event, aside from that street fight that you mentioned and the hilarious beer drinking contest between Stone Cold Steve Austin and JBL, which will always live rent-free in my head, nothing really...
so weird and so weird, considering JBL was challenging Chris Benoit for the
fucking funny
championship, and there was no reason for them to have this. The only thing that happened was Benoit stopped JBL from fleeing the beer drinking contest and threw him back in the ring to receive a Stone Cold Stunner.
So fucking funny. That segment is fucking gold. If you like don't know what I'm talking about, it's probably on YouTube somewhere.
It's so dated too, because I remember the intro to Saturday Night's Main Event where JBL got on the screen and he said, "Hi, my name is not Earl," because the show My Name is Earl had just debuted on NBC, and I'm just like, we're referencing a show that got canceled after one season.
Yep.
A show my dad enjoyed watching for some reason. It was such a weird show.
Oh, yeah. My Name is Earl sucked. But
yeah, it was about a dude that got out of prison and he was trying to be a better person. And I'm just like, this show sucks.
Neither here nor there. But Jesse Ventura is mainly on stage broadcasting with the excellent Joe Tessitore, the lead play-by-play guy on Raw, who's fitting right into WWE like a glove. Can't praise that guy nearly enough. Your main comment
is, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It's a damn shame that Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are taking over for the Netflix debut, because Joe Tessitore was just getting started and he was doing so well. And
I think they're swapping. I think they're swapping him. They're moving him to SmackDown, right?
Good.
I think. I can't like confirm or deny if that's true, but they should.
I hope it's a 3-man booth on SmackDown, believe it or not. I hope it's him, Wade Barrett, and Corey Graves, because I don't want to see Corey Graves leave TV.
Yeah, no, I don't want that either. I don't want Corey Graves to be a play-by-play guy either. I think Corey Graves was always much better as the color guy. But, you know, again, like, I feel like he's very, very flexible, very versatile with his commentary skills, so I'm sure he'll fit right in wherever they decide to put him. Pat McAfee does make his return for this show after his stint this season on College Game Day. He's back with his best friend, Michael Cole. Just in time for the Royal Rumble to go to Pat McAfee's neck of the wood in Indianapolis. So we get 5 matches on this card. None of them really were match of the year contenders really for WWE, and partly because you had those commercial breaks that were split right down the middle of a lot of them.
And with that being said, thank you for bringing up that point. I feel like I'm going to be rating these matches kind of on a curve, because you can't really judge a match by its entirety when you're missing 2 or 3 minutes of the action because of these commercial breaks. So there was not a bad match on this card, let me say this right now, but I will be judging and rating them kind of on a curve. And I think those were the 2 biggest issues with Saturday Night's Main Event. That they had 5 matches on the show, very big profile matches. We had 2 title matches, a women's title match, and an inaugural United States Women's Championship match. And I just feel like a lot of these matches, they ended before they really kicked into that third gear because of that time crunch.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this right now. I think this show would have benefited if it was 3 hours long.
Totally.
Don't give any more matches to the card. 5 matches would have been perfect, but you would have, for example, given more time for the matches to breathe, for them to kick into that third gear. You would have had more time for Cody Rhodes' epic entrance that we'll talk about at the end. You could have had time for Jesse Ventura to host some old school interviews. Like,
Yeah.
WWE logo, have them up on the stage. He could have interviewed people that weren't wrestling on the show. He could have interviewed losers and winners, put over current angles. Like, there was more time. I feel like there was more this show could have given, but I feel like because of that 2-hour time window, they were just like, okay, we got to smash all this in between. And there was no time for just to take in the scenery, have a more old school feel to the show. It felt like a current WWE product just in an old school arena. And it wasn't bad by any stretch of the means. I'm just saying, with 3 hours, they could have given room for things to breathe.
Totally. And it's ironic that you're saying that 5 matches is a perfect amount for this show when we've been talking all year about how Triple H needs to add more matches to the pay-per-views. But again, neither here nor there. That's not what we're here to talk about necessarily. I feel like the matches themselves weren't really given enough room to breathe, and you're exactly right. Because the opening contest is a perfect example of that. In a grudge match, you have Sami Zayn versus the returning Drew McIntyre. Sami Zayn, at the end of an episode of Raw, he had just finished wrestling a match. I want to say that was the Seth Rollins match, right? I could be wrong. Yeah, so Zayn is basically recuperating in the ring. He is attacked by a hooded assailant who clearly is Drew McIntyre because he was hit with a Claymore, and Wade Barrett immediately identifies him, even though Joe Tessitore is sitting there like, oh, who's this hooded assailant? Come on, man. But Drew, first time we were seeing him since the amazing match of the year Hell in a Cell match he had with CM Punk and Bad Blood. Here he is basically going through what I consider to be the Punisher phase of his career. Let me explain that for a second.
Drew McIntyre has been character of the year. Now that we're talking about this, as it's recording on New Year's Day, I have not seen another character in wrestling, whether it be WWE, AEW, TNA, NXT, that has gone through the character development that Drew McIntyre has. He is the most justified heel on the roster. He has the best promo ability. He has taken things to a whole new level. And this man is just proving why he is one of the best players in the game. I have never seen another wrestler this year that has articulated himself the way he has gone beyond, above and beyond, putting over his storyline, especially utilizing social media to his advantage.
Yes.
And you just see the arc this man has gone through, probably since Clash at the Castle a couple of years ago, that match to Roman Reigns, and seeing just seeing this cycle he's gone through. And even though he's a heel now, he's probably the most compelling character on television right now.
I am so with you. That video of Drew in front of Mindy's Bakery will always live rent-free in my head. Well, this is bullshit. Who closes their business on Mondays? That's horrible. You shouldn't do that.
You look at where this man was 10 years ago, a part of the 3-man band, jobbing to Brodus Clay on pay-per-view, when he was handpicked by Mr. McMahon to be the chosen one.
We're not supposed to say his name anymore.
Well, whatever. And you look at him now, just on the brink of being a fucking megastar. You said he's in his Punisher phase right now. I 100% agree. But he's become the bloodline hunter. Remember when Frankie Kazarian was the elite hunter, but he was a fucking dork every week? That's like if you took this gimmick and made it good.
Yep, that's exactly what this is. So Sami Zayn, the reason why Drew is targeting him as his first victim after his return, Drew McIntyre, after he lost to Roman Reigns at the inaugural Clash at the Castle, hasn't really been the same. Drew has since turned heel. He hasn't touched a world title since he lost it in 2021 during the pandemic. Well, actually, no, sorry. Yeah, not counting WrestleMania. No, you're right. I'm sorry. But Drew, now that he's returned, I have an idea for him. Sami Zayn, he goes through Sami Zayn at Saturday Night's Main Event, which he does, and we'll talk about the match. He's wrestling Jey Uso on Raw's debut on Netflix on Monday. You notice how he's kind of going through all the OG Bloodline members one by one? I think it's going to end up being him versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
He also took out Jimmy Uso, who is injured, but not injured to the point where he can't take bumps, and he took him out on an episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Which, let's not to go on a sidebar. Let's talk about this now. WWE has initiated a transfer window with this Netflix debut, and they are going to be swapping around the rosters a little. So, Drew McIntyre has been taking advantage of this little loophole, and he's been showing up on SmackDown the past couple of weeks, which I'm okay with if he would just fucking stay there. But he's show hopping right now, and this is one of the most. This isn't wild card levels of lazy, but it is. It's up there.
Tomas and his OCD basically fucking hate this.
I don't like that video package that the Bloodline caught on Monday because they're not fucking Raw, guys. I don't like how there's like 3 featured SmackDown matches on Raw and Netflix this Monday.
Yeah, the Raw on Netflix poster is nothing but SmackDown, guys.
It is.
And yeah, it's ridiculous.
Let me just say this now. If you want to get rid of the brand split, fine. I want the brand split, but if you're going to get rid of it, then just get rid of it. Don't sit there and insult my intelligence by saying there's a brand split, but then you come up with excuse after excuse after excuse after non-existent excuse to have these guys jump shows. If I hear one more fucking time, Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis had an agreement, you don't even need to do that because they just fucking show up. You think Adam Pearce just lets the Bloodline show up on Raw?
No. There's no way he allows it. But
so there is a transfer window. There is going to be swapping of rosters. I just want them to set that in place going into WrestleMania. But, I complain about this now, but at the same time, this has been something WWE has been doing for the past 15, 16, 17 years. They just find excuses for people to jump shows. They have too much talent, so they want to separate them on shows. But the brand split hasn't been truly special probably since like 2003, 2004.
Right. I'm with you on that one. I mean, like, you could make a case for 2005, perhaps, even though there were huge shifts in the draft lottery that year. The brands haven't really felt as distinct as they did at the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression era. Shortly after WrestleMania 18, you watch Raw, there's a lot of bullshit going on. Triple H is screwing a corpse in a casket. Yeah, Vince McMahon was a demented son of a bitch. You go to SmackDown, and it's such a breath of fresh air. You have brilliant wrestling. Edge versus Eddie Guerrero in a no disqualification match, which is one of my favorite SmackDown matches of all time, mind you.
Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle in an Iron Man match for the WWE title.
Yep. Another one.
What was the point I was going to make?
The point is, both shows felt different. Both shows felt different.
We're on this sidebar, so I might as well get this off my chest. This is why I have an issue with them doing this with brand split. Remember, it got really, really, really fucking bad in 2011 when the Raw Super Show was a thing. And that was an excuse for SmackDown people just to show up on Raw. It's this little thing called overexposure.
Yeah.
When I'm watching The Big Show and Bryan Danielson and Sheamus and Christian Cage and Wade Barrett wrestle on both shows, I'm getting tired of it. Why am I going to watch SmackDown if I can just see Randy Orton on Raw?
Yep.
Why am I going to watch SmackDown when I can just see Mark Henry on Raw? Fine, let's flip the script. Why am I going to watch Raw if I can just see CM Punk on SmackDown? You're giving me no incentive to watch both shows if all the wrestlers are going to show up on both shows.
Yeah. So Drew McIntyre is a perfect example of a guy who's taking advantage of this transfer window, but it's playing towards his history. The OG Bloodline fucked him out of the crowning achievement of his career in his homeland. So now he's coming back to punish them. Sami Zayn is his first victim, and this is a very aggressive match. Drew hits a Randy Orton-like back suplex on the announce table, which takes us into the commercial break.
I love it when these two wrestle.
It's so good, isn't it?
They're like peanut butter and jelly. And also, they're implementing another storyline element on TV that Sami Zayn this entire year has not beaten Drew McIntyre. And it's gotten to the point, which, spoiler alert, because this is almost a month old, Drew McIntyre would beat Sami Zayn again on an episode of Raw. And they just really dug into on commentary saying, like, well, when it comes to 2024, Drew McIntyre 3, Sami Zayn 0.
Yep. Drew has had Sami's number. And I feel like Sami should learn by now that he should not hit the Blue Thunder Bomb in his matches anymore because it never fucking wins him any matches. Well, even though it's a great move.
Of wrestling moves don't win wrestling matches.
Yeah, but the Blue Thunder Bomb has not won Sami Zayn one contest. Not one.
The
So
draping DDT has never won Randy Orton a match. How come we don't talk about that move?
fair point. Fair,
The 5-0
fair
shuffle never
point.
won John Cena a match. How come we never talk about that move?
The DDT has never won the Rock a match. Why does he keep using that move? It's a setup move for the People's Elbow or the Rock Bottom. You know,
it's a little contradictory there. I hate when people bring that point up because it's like, you know what? 95% of wrestling moves don't end matches. So why is the Blue Thunder Bomb getting singled out?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's just me like trying to come up with some nonsense for the content. But Sami, of course, gets a near fall off the Blue Thunder Bomb. He goes for one hell of a kick, but Drew McIntyre leaves the ring. And then the ending's pretty cut and dry. You know, Drew avoids the haluva kick, and then he comes right back in. Boom! Nails Sami with the Claymore, pins him 1, 2, 3. It's a 10-minute match. I mean, it's hard to rate these when commercials cut out like a good portion of the action.
Like I said, I'm going to grade it on a curve. I'm going to give it 3 stars. And I know people will look at that and be like, oh, wow, that's a low rate. No, it's a TV match. It was a solid TV match. So it was a solid 3 stars. I enjoyed this match a lot, and it helped further the narrative. And, you know, speaking of that narrative, after the match, Drew McIntyre may have alluded to something that has a lot of people talking now. And he said,
Yep.
1 down, 4 to go.
Yep.
You have Jimmy, you have Jay, you have Roman Reigns. Now everyone's saying, who's the 4th guy? Is he
It's
talking
Solo.
about Sikoa? Is he talking about CM Punk? And I'm like, God damn it. You
No.
know, I love Triple H's booking, but sometimes he books so what's the word I'm looking for? So mysteriously that he's got people putting their tinfoil hats on. I will never forget last year when people were saying, oh, did you see how The Rock held up the bloodline sign? He put it up as an L, which signifies
That means he's going to turn on them.
I'm like, fucking stop looking into everything, okay? Sometimes it's not that deep, bro.
I think it's fairly simple. Drew McIntyre has already taken Sami Zayn out of the equation, the honorary Oos. Now he's going after the Yeet Master, Jay, on Raw. That's going to be 2 down once Drew beats Jay, because I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. Then once Jimmy comes back from injury, Drew can have Jimmy in a big match, probably at the next Saturday night's main event. He'll beat him. And then, this is where it gets interesting, I think Drew is going to beat the ever-loving fuck out of Solo Sikoa. Because Solo, even though they're both heels, they are both heels. There's no denying that. Solo was the guy who cost Drew McIntyre the title in Solo's main roster debut. So Drew's got to get his revenge.
I'm going to do you one better. I agree with you. He's going to do it on Monday.
You think in Tribal Combat?
He's going to do it on Monday. He's going to cost Solo Sikoa the Ulafala, but then he's going to look at Roman Reigns and say, don't look into this, buddy. You're next. I'm saving you for last. And then
you don't think Drew's going to beat Solo in a straight-up match?
I don't think it'd be a match, no. Because with that heel versus heel dynamic, I don't think it needs to be a match. I think he's just going to put him down. Everybody and their mothers thinks that Drew McIntyre is going to cost Roman Reigns the match on Monday. Let's put a little twist on it. He's not going to cost Roman Reigns. He's going to cost Solo Sikoa.
I mean, I think that's perfectly reasonable because Roman Reigns.
If you want to stretch it out and you want to have that match, fine. I know where you do it. Elimination Chamber.
We should get a lot of happy endings on Monday. Roman Reigns should absolutely beat Solo Sikoa and put an end to this rivalry.
Unfortunately, with my booking, that means put a fucking stake in the heart of Solo Sikoa because this run, it's going to be dead in the water if he not only loses to Roman Reigns and loses to Drew McIntyre in this blow-off. Stick a fork in him. He's done.
Yeah.
It's almost done.
Now it's time to push Jacob Fatu more, right? But yeah, I'm giving Sami Zayn and Drew 3 1/4. Again, it's hard to grade it when you only get 80% of the match on TV, but it was still really good. It was still really intense. These guys have phenomenal chemistry with one another, and they displayed it once again. And again, as we keep going through the show, there is not one bad match on the card, but it's like we don't get the full picture, unlike what we see on pay-per-view.
Exactly. I agree. And then going into this next match, it's Iyo Sky of Damage Control challenging Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. A couple months ago, I want to say after Bad Blood, there was a battle royal on Monday Night Raw, which Iyo Sky won. She's finally getting her title shot here against Liv Morgan on this show. I think they've built up Iyo Sky pretty well as a babyface the past few months.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed I'm liking the chemistry she has with Damage Control. It just sucks though. Is it just me, or it doesn't seem like there's always half of Damage Control injured, and when one gets healed up, another one gets injured. Look at this.
Yeah.
First Asuka goes down, then Dakota Kai goes down. Dakota Kai comes back, and then Kairi Sane goes down. And Asuka still isn't back. She has been out of the picture for a while now.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I like Damage Control, and I like babyface Damage Control.
Yeah. No, it's wild to see the Mean Girls as the baby faces now. But Iyo is challenging Liv Morgan, who I am so proud to say she has had a banner year, 2024. And it sucks to say that this success would not have happened without the injury to Rhea Ripley. But Liv Morgan has really stepped up to the plate.
Look at Liv Morgan like 2 or 3 years ago. She was just another girl on the roster.
Yep.
You look at her now and you want to talk about character development there, and now she's getting up there as being one of the most recognizable faces on Monday Night Raw. It's sad to say it's going to come to an end on Monday. This feud has to come to an end. But look at what this girl has accomplished this year. Winning the Raw Women's Championship, holding it for as long as she had, winning the Crown Jewel Championship. And she went from that starry-eyed girl that wanted to be a star, and now she is a star. I think she's made.
Oh, yeah. I think she's going to be just fine after losing the title back to Rhea Ripley on Monday. But
with
Liv...
that being said, this match, I thought the match was fine. But what is it? I mean, I'm going to sound like...
It was all right. It was pretty good.
I'm going to sound like such a heel when I say this. What's with the women's matches lately being so botchy?
I mean, I wish I had an answer for you on that.
Like, Iyo Sky is one of the best high flyers in the women's division, and she was botching simple moves against Morgan. Like, I think she went up to the top rope for a springboard, and she just, like, teetered off the top rope. And I'm like, what's
completely
going on?
slipped.
Who
completely
puts cement
slipped
in your shoes? Like, is some asshole going to the women's locker room and filling these girls' boots with cement? Because they're just out there botching simple moves that we've seen them execute before.
Yeah.
Like, if it was a one and done, like, again, I'm just some dude on my couch eating Cheetos. I'm not going to sit here and say, wow, Iyo Sky, you're such a fuck up, a phenomenal athlete. I'm just saying when you see it over and over, it's like, what's going on?
Like botching a simple knee to the face, which looked like it damn near broke poor Liv's nose. Liv finished the match, but that did not look good. The
match was fine for a TV match, again, with commercials. It's a women's world championship match. I thought both girls put on a fine enough match. But again, when you're given 9 minutes, it's a lot to put into 9 minutes. But it was fine. It was passable. Yeah. I thought it would have been better without the botches.
Was it just me? Was it just me, or did Iyo take most of this offense?
Oh, yeah, she did, from what I can remember.
Isn't she the baby face though?
Wait, she was taking it. That means Morgan was on offense.
No. I meant Iyo was on offense for a lot of this.
Was she?
It felt to me like Iyo was in control for a good amount of this. Like she had Liv in a crossface. It felt to me like Iyo was. She had Liv's number for a good chunk of it. And then Liv hits a lucky finisher in Oblivion off the ropes, and she pins Iyo Sky clean in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, I feel like the booking would have led more towards that if we would have had some interference. If we would have had Dirty Dog, Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not saying Raquel Rodriguez is as bad as like Camille, but I would like to see Raquel Rodriguez do a little more. I'm surprised she let Liv Morgan go out there by herself.
Right.
Do your job as a heavy. Both of you. Raquel Rodriguez, Camille. Do your fucking job as a heavy. I can't get mad.
Well, Camille, it's not Camille's fault that Mercedes Moné fired her in storyline.
I shouldn't be yelling at Raquel Rodriguez and Camille. I should be yelling at Tony Khan and Triple H.
Yeah. You don't know how to build brick shithouse females anymore.
But with that being said, you heard it here first on this podcast.
Here we go.
Iyo Sky is my pick to win Women's Royal Rumble.
Oh, you think she's going to win the Rumble, huh?
I think she's going to win it, and I think we're getting Iyo Sky and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Because the way they're building her right now, they're slowly building her up to be this mega babyface, and I think the payoff should be the Royal Rumble.
That sounds like a sexy-ass match on paper,
It does, yeah. And then you look at what she just did on Monday Night Raw, losing to Lyra Valkyria, mega putting her over, by the way. Lyra Valkyria is my pick to become the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion. And, people may be upset about that, which, again, how are you going to build new stars if you don't let, Lyra Valkyria have a chance?
Yeah.
But at the same time, what would you rather see Iyo Sky do? Win the Women's Intercontinental Championship and kind of be stuck in that mid-card position when she is a main eventer? Or would you rather her go off and win the Royal Rumble and then she'll be in a top position on the card at WrestleMania? I know you can't see me raising my hand, but I know what I want.
I know what I want too. And listen, I know there were a lot of people complaining that Liv Morgan beat Iyo Sky as convincingly as she did. Per our predictions, Iyo Sky is going to be just fine. I think she's going to go on, win the Women's Royal Rumble, and challenge Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. I think that's going to be a really, really great match between those two.
Wow. You made a good point, Zach. Thank you for saying that, because when it's Las Vegas and WrestleMania is happening, and if Iyo Sky is facing Rhea Ripley, and if Iyo Sky wins the championship, are you going to be thinking about her winning it on the biggest stage of them all? Or are you going to remember the time she lost a qualifying match for the Intercontinental Championship?
No, I'm not going to remember that at all. I mean, I don't... Personally, since Rhea Ripley is winning the title back on Monday, and I'm convinced of that, and you can fucking quote me on it, I think Rhea's going to hold on to the title for a while, even past WrestleMania, so I don't necessarily think Io's going to beat Rhea.
I'm just saying, when you see Iyo Sky on the WrestleMania stage, you're going to forget about all the other stuff. And that brings me to another sidebar, which we will be talking about when we talk about World's End.
Yes.
Here's the thing. You can have a babyface look good in defeat, but there has to be a payoff. You can't just have them lose and be like, oh, well, they look good, they'll be fine. You have to continue the momentum. People like to, this is the Chris Benoit theory, as I'm naming it. Chris Benoit wrestled Kurt Angle in an excellent match at the Royal Rumble 2003 for the WWE title. He did not win, but he looked amazing. He got a standing ovation at the end of it. What happened the following year? He won the Royal Rumble. He won the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of WrestleMania. Do you think that would have happened? Do you think we would still be thinking Benoit in the same light, kayfabe-wise, mind you, we're not talking about in real life. Do you think we would still be looking in that same light if Benoit would have just lost that match to Angle and then nothing would have happened?
No. Not at all.
Exactly.
Not at all. If there was absolutely no follow-up after that match, Benoit would have been commended for his hard work in the ring and as a journeyman in the business. But, they probably would have never given him a second thought as one of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time.
Yeah. So with that being said, this isn't the case of Iyo Sky saying she can lose matches. She lost to Liv Morgan. She lost to Lyra Valkyria. That's okay, as long as the payoff is something like winning the Royal Rumble, winning the Women's World Championship. And on the other side of that coin, stay tuned for our World's End review, where I talk about the negative aspect of that. Chris Statlander.
Boy.
Man, I was up late last night. My voice is probably still a little hoarse. But with that being said, the match itself, I'll give 2.5 stars, but I'm going to bump it up to 2 3/4. Just for Liv Morgan taking that nasty knee to the nose.
Yeah. Oh, big time. Big time. 2 3/4 for me as well. I'll match it. Liv is one tough cookie. She had a banner year in 2024. I can't wait to see where she goes from here. I can't wait to see where Iyo goes from here. That's really all you can really ask for. There's not really not a whole lot of negative there. But anyway, our next match is, speaking of world championships, it's Gunther versus Finn Bálor for the World Heavyweight title. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's Tomas. I'm sure if I was looking in his eyes, he is probably very sad that Damian Priest was added to this to make this a triple threat.
So much for the match we never got. I spoke way too soon on that one.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So because WWE never wants to give us Gunther versus Finn Bálor, Damian Priest got out of this as a triple threat. To be fair, kayfabe-wise, this makes a lot of sense. Bálor challenged Gunther for the World Heavyweight title, but Damian Priest is over here like, motherfucker, you cost me 2 times against Gunther. You're not going to get your title match. So he got involved. There was a big brawl. And Gunther being... Now, this is a point I want to talk about because I've seen hypocrisy across the wrestling fandom when it comes to this. How come when Jon Moxley says he will defend his AEW World title against 3 opponents, he's an idiot? But when Gunther does it, oh, what a strong and proud champion he is. That's so hypocritical. I'm sorry. So I'm going to say this too. I know Gunther's character is, oh, I'll take on all comers. I'm a heel, but I still, the mat is sacred. But that's still kind of stupid when you think about it. Like, you're going to put your world championship, you're going to voluntarily put your title on the line against two opponents. Either both Moxley and Gunther are honorable champions, or they're both idiots.
But here's the difference, though. Here's the difference, though, Tomas. Gunther's character doesn't fucking suck. John Moxley and the Death Riders fucking suck. And I will get into that at the World's End review. I'm going to keep my rant, like, so deep down there, like... I don't want to get into it right now. I fucking hate the Death Riders.
The Death Riders do suck. But with that being said, here we have this triple threat. I thought this triple threat match was phenomenal.
It was great.
So much fun with this match.
It was great. They only got 10 minutes, though. Like
11, but yeah, I get your point.
This is...
And you know what? I'm going to defend it. I'm going to defend it. I defended it just like I did at WrestleMania 22.
It's WrestleMania 22 all over again. They need more time.
It is okay to have a short match if the action is fast and furious and I'm at the edge of my seat the entire time. I will defend Angle, Orton, and Ray until my dying breath. Not much of this match, but I will defend that world title match. It honestly it gave me vibes of that. I love the spots in this match. They were fast. They were furious. Bálor being the speedy quickster that he is. Priest and Gunther being the big hosses. They were hitting big hoss moves. Bálor's hitting. I like this match. I like this match a lot, and I had a lot of fun
I did too. I just think it needed more time. I will say there was a lot of fast-paced action in here. The only thing missing was Damian Priest hitting Cody Rhodes' finishing maneuver. But you know,
he has his own finisher.
Yeah,
South Side of Heaven, which is an awesome finisher.
Yeah, but I could have sworn he had another finisher called the Reckoning.
No, actually, that was called Hit the Lights.
Hit the lights. Hit the lights.
Also, if you want to go into that topic, if you want to look at Priest and Cody's finisher, Cody and Priest delivered it differently.
Debatable. No, it's the same move.
Priest was more of a snap swinging neckbreaker, as Cody kind of like does that whole rev up thing. I know I can't really demonstrate it right now, but watch Cody hit the crossroads and watch Priest hit the lights. And you will see the difference. There
was actually a really fucking scary spot in this match where Gunther is going for a powerbomb on Priest on the outside. Priest's head almost hits the steel steps on the outside, and Gunther has to use all of the brute strength that he can to save Damian Priest from ending his career prematurely, and he ends up powerbombing him safely enough on the steps. That was really scary. I was on the edge of my seat as much as I could, like, given the situation I was in watching it.
Like, loved the finish to this match because it was like Gunther got his groove back, because you know the story going into it is that Gunther, he lost his mojo. He wasn't dominant. He lost to Cody Rhodes. He barely got away with the title at Survivor Series, only because Finn Bálor, and we saw how mad he got about that when he kicked Bálor in the face, but he's saying, "Motherfucker, I do not want your help." But
dude,
just sheer brute strength. He runs the fuck through Finn Bálor. He power bombs him. He power bombs Priest on the steel steps. Oh no, I got that reverse. He power bombs Priest on the steps. Immediately gets back in the ring. Power bombs Bálor, and I think he puts him in the sleeper hold after that. No, he just pins him.
No, he just pinned Finn Bálor again, very convincingly. Finn Bálor has been the pinfall guy in a lot of big matches like this.
Again, where is this big push that we keep hearing about?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I keep hearing that there's a big push for Finn Bálor because he's a locker room leader, but I don't know.
Where's the push?
We'd have to ask Triple H.
If I don't see the World Heavyweight Championship around Finn Bálor's waist in 2025, crimes will be committed.
He's so pissed. He's so pissed.
Where is the push?
Yeah, but we got a lot of big moves towards the end of this match. Priest hit a Razor's Edge on Gunther, and then Bálor breaks up the pin with a coup de Gracie. Bálor also with a, there's Priest and Bálor get into it, and I'm so done with this feud. Priest should not be dealing with the Judgment Day anymore after he beat Finn Bálor at Bad Blood. But
put these guys in a cage and let's call it a day.
Yeah, please. Yeah. I'm going to be going to Raw. I'm going to be going to Raw in San Jose in a couple weeks. If I don't see Priest and Bálor end their feud inside a steel cage in San Jose, I'm done. I'm so done with this feud.
Oh my God. Please. I'm just using that as an example. I don't care what stipulation they do. but I just feel like a steel cage would be the perfect blow-up. Put these two in a cage and let's call it a fucking day. Let's put the final nail in the coffin that is Finn Balor, because you know he's not going to fucking win the blow-off.
No.
And it's just, I don't know. Okay, what are Priest and Balor going to do at Mania? I don't know.
If Finn
see them face each other.
Listen, if Finn pins Damian Priest in the blow-off, I will mark the fuck out. Because that would be like, hey, I love Damian Priest as much as the next guy. I love that he's had a banner year in 2024 with a long run as the World Heavyweight Champion after WrestleMania. But Finn Balor has been shafted so hard for so long, and I'm just waiting for that moment where he really reaches that 2015, 2016 Finn Balor level.
If I have to hear one more time that Finn Balor was the first ever Universal Champion, I'm going to scream. Because you haven't done dick with him since.
Well, he technically never got a run as the Universal Champion, remember?
But he still was the first champion, and I hated that bullshit where, 5 years later, they're like, okay, here's your rematch against Roman Reigns, and you lost to Witchcraft.
Yeah, here's your, I can't stand the bullshit where he goes on Miz TV, and he's like, I'm going to get my title back. And then the Miz is like, excuse me? You're thinking of going up against Brock Lesnar. There's no way you're winning. And Finn never talks about it again.
Like, God, you're right. He did face Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble and lost.
Yep. Yeah, 2 years after that promo. I was there in the building when Finn cut that promo, and I was so freaking hyped for it. And then they never followed up on it. Like... Please push Finn Balor. Please. Please.
You know what happens if you don't? I know he just signed a new deal, but you know what's going to happen if you don't do something with Balor? He's going to go to fucking AEW, and we're going to see him on Collision.
That's the last thing you want. I don't want to see Finn Balor with toilet paper around his neck.
No.
Let me breathe for a second. That being said, I'm giving this match 3 3/4 stars. This
match was excellent.
It was good.
Excellent.
We're delirious, man.
We are.
This lack of a Finn Balor push. Tomas is making ricochet noises like.
You both are bald.
Man,
bald forever.
God damn
you guys
it.
don't even know where I am. I could be like in solitary confinement right now.
He could be.
Ricochet references.
He could be. This could be Tomas's one call that he makes every day. I'm just kidding. No, that's not actually it. Let's take a breather for a second, because we actually do have something pretty monumental to talk about here, and we've been talking about a women's mid-card championship in WWE for so long. And we're not only getting one, we're getting two with the women's Intercontinental title.
Let me go on a rant first.
Here we go.
Okay. I have been so frustrated, and this is still relevant now. I have been so frustrated listening to everyone saying, why are we getting a women's Intercontinental and the United States Championship? There's not enough talent on the roster. Blah, 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 blah. They should have introduced 2 more titles. You guys have been clamoring and clamoring and clamoring and clamoring for years, not only for there to be women's mid-card championships, but for more women's wrestling in general. This is how we get it. Are you going to sit there and tell me these ladies don't deserve these titles? Oh, no, they only deserve one title that floats between 2 shows. No, abso-fucking-lutely not. They both divisions deserve a title.
Yeah.
They 100% fucking do. You can't. I'm sorry. That's lazy to have a floating title. And I know I am biased when it comes to the brand split, but I'm so sick and tired of hearing there should be a floating title. They should get rid of the women's tag team title.
No.
So, here's my thing. And it goes back to what I've said before on this pod, in the Survivor Series pod. How in the fuck are you going to get new stars if you don't let them try to make new stars with ways like a new title?
How are you going to propel Lyra Valkyria to the moon? How are you going to have Michin have a prominent spot? How are you going to push Chelsea Green after everybody all year long was saying that Chelsea Green fucking deserves this? And now you guys are gonna bitch.
And here's the thing. This makes the world championships even more prestigious because look at your women's world champions right now. You have Liv Morgan and you have Nia Jax. That should be the ultimate goal. But I'm sorry, not everyone could be at that ultimate goal. So if you have a goal like an Intercontinental Championship, and then you look up on the horizon, it's like, wow, if I can win this, I can go up to even bigger star like a Liv Morgan, a bigger star like a Rhea Ripley, a bigger star like a Nia Jax, a bigger star like a Bianca Belair. And that should be the goal. But not everybody can be involved in the Women's World Championship picture. So these are perfect ways.
Bingo.
You know, you look at the Intercontinental title back in the 80s, back in the 90s, guys like Macho Man Randy Savage, guys like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, like The Rock.
The Ultimate Warrior.
The Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior.
Rick Rude.
The WWE Championship in the main event of WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion.
Mr. Perfect.
That level if it wasn't for the Intercontinental title. So you need to have these milestones. You need to have these goals for these wrestlers to get to in order to get to the next level. I'm sorry, but when you look at the roster right now, there is no reason for a Michin to challenge for the Women's Championship. There is no reason for a Zoe Stark to challenge for the World Championship. While you build them with a title like this, it's a perfect opportunity to do that. So I'm so fucking tired of hearing there's not enough talent. There's not enough talent. You won't let there be stars. You shit on people like Shotzi. You shit on people like Candice LeRae. You shit on people like Michin because you won't let them be stars. And then you sit there and bitch and moan when Charlotte Flair's getting another world championship match.
Yeah. You said it all, my man.
Fuck.
These fans, this is a perfect example of be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Because if people like Chelsea Green, who've been working so hard in this business for so long, and you say they deserve it, and then once WWE does give Chelsea Green a chance, which they do, and then you start bitching that Chelsea Green is getting a chance, like, what the fuck do you guys want? You know? And then Charlotte Flair comes in, she wins the Royal Rumble, challenges what I presume to be Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania, and then people are going to complain about Charlotte Flair winning the Rumble again.
Yeah.
Like, what do you people want?
If Michin was that side, they'd be like, why is Michin getting a match? Michin hasn't done anything. I don't fucking care about Michin. It's like, yeah, because they're trying.
They're
legitimately trying with her.
They're finding things to complain about.
Exactly.
And it's not even like legit things to complain about. Like during the World's End review, I am going to be going ham on how Tony Khan is botching the whole art of a women's mid-card championship because Mercedes Moné is portrayed as so much more important than the world champion. Yeah, when Mercedes should be like, this is a stepping stone for Mercedes to get to the world title, but it might as well be the world title.
Yeah.
And
then you jump on the other side of things with AEW and you see Mariah May versus Thunder Rosa with no build. Zero fucking build. Oh, Thunder Rosa was in a crowd with a sign. Okay, world title match on a pay-per-view. What? I will save that for the World's End review. I'm sorry. But I just had to get that off my chest. And with that being said, the finals to the inaugural United States Championship Women's Tournament. And here's the thing. Zach heard me all for like the whole throughout the duration of the tournament. I was predicting Bayley and Naomi. I was predicting Bayley and Tiffany Stratton. What did we get? We got Michin versus Chelsea Green. And if you would have told me that, I would have said you're crazy. But I was thrilled when I saw both Michin and Chelsea Green get clean victories over Stratton and Belair on the SmackDown going into this. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you could have had an inaugural champion be a strong contender like a Bayley or a Tiffany Stratton. But this is called giving people opportunities. Michin is one hell of a worker. She is awesome. And I am so happy that she got this opportunity. Chelsea Green is my favorite character on television right now.
Really?
Women's wise, I should have said. She is my favorite women's character on TV right now.
I was about to say, over Drew McIntyre?
I should have said women's. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
no, Chelsea Green is one of the most entertaining aspects on television right now, and it's not even close. It is not even close.
She understands that wrestling can both be comedic and intense at the same time. So I was so happy. Like I told Zach, this is the women's version of the Cruiserweight Classic. Let's take you back to 2016. Who were the two favorites in that? Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi.
Yep.
Sure, this happened for different reasons because Sabre Jr. and Ibushi both opted to not sign with WWE. So instead, we got TJP and Grand Metalik in the finals. Nobody saw that coming. I thought it was because we saw two new people battling for a championship in the finals. Sure, we could have got Sabre Jr. and Ibushi, and everyone's dicks would have exploded over that. I love it when we get the unexpected.
Oh, man, Dave Meltzer would have had a conniption if it was Zack Sabre Jr. or Kota Ibushi, and he would have said that it's the greatest WWE match of all time.
I was going to say, oh my God, Meltzer would have exploded.
Yeah.
Fucking Ibushi and Sabre Jr. were wrestling on a WWE platform.
Anyhow.
That would have exploded.
This match was solid enough, but again, it's one of those things where it's just on television, so it's not going to get, like, the time that it deserves, really. Because Michin has been such a solid hand for so long. And Chelsea Green, again, is one of the most reliable hands that probably the women's division will ever have right now. But I'm glad they got this stage. But
also, I want to talk about Michin again real quick because I saw a very interesting post after this match, which really showed that she is a strong hand. Look at her. She came into WWE. They told her, go to NXT. She said, no problem. They called her up to the main roster and put her under a fucking mask in a terrible faction. She said, sure. Fine, I'll do it. They took her out of that faction, sent her back to NXT. Okay, they fired her. No problem. I'll go right back to TNA. Triple H said, hey, I need you back. She said, absolutely. They said, hey, we need a woman in the OC. She said, fine, I'll do it. And now look, she has done everything to the best of her extent. When she was shoveling shit in her face, she still made the best of it.
Yes. Not to mention one of my favorite finishers in the business right now in Eat Defeat.
I love that. I love that move.
It's so great. It's such a fun move.
That Gail Kim gave her the blessing and said, absolutely, you can use my finisher.
Yeah. So Michin tries the Eat Defeat at first, but Chelsea Green blocks it. She ends up hitting a Rough Rider, which is odd because this is actually a tribute to former United States champion Zack Ryder. Man, what connection? Yeah, what fucking connection does she have to that dork? Like Zack Ryder? Like, come on, man.
It's radio silence.
No, Matt Cardona uses that move, not Zack Ryder. And Matt Cardona
would have been cool as fuck if Michin would have busted out the Big Bang Catastrophe or the Spirit Bomb. That would have been fucking awesome.
Could you fucking imagine? Man, I
take that back because the Big Bang Catastrophe is a fucking finisher, and I don't want to see anyone kick out of that move. You're like hit a Spirit Bomb.
Shout out to word to our boy Keith Lee. I hope you're doing well. Michin hits an Eat Defeat on Piper Niven, who is at ringside, by the way, which we didn't even mention. She hits Eat Defeat on Chelsea Green, but Chelsea gets her foot on the bottom rope, and the crowd cheers, even though Chelsea's the heel.
Also, they weren't booing because they don't like Michin. They just really wanted Chelsea Green to win. So,
oh yeah, I did too. I did too. And she does.
No Michin slander in this chat.
No, and Chelsea Green does win. She hits Christian Cage's kill switch move on Michin.
Hey.
What's up?
It's the unpretty her, and it is way better than anything Christian could do because, she does it differently. She flips over the back and does a face plant. No, it is not the same fucking move. Absolutely not. And that's how Chelsea Green is so brilliant. Calling it the unpretty her, that is awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Said Chelsea Green is your inaugural Women's United States Championship. And let me gush over Chelsea Green some more here. Let's talk about Chelsea Green for a second. She was brought into WWE in 2019. And unfortunately for her first match on NXT, she was injured. She came back. And then she was injured on her first night on SmackDown. And then she got fired. Then they brought her back. And I will never forget it. She returned, and she was eliminated in 3 seconds.
The Royal Rumble
had a fucking meltdown. What the fuck? You brought Chelsea Green back just to humiliate her? You buried her on night one? What the fuck is wrong with you, Triple H? Guys, this is the definition that long-term storytelling is way better than oh my God, what's the phrase? Instant gratification. Because look at what Chelsea Green has done since she came back. She organically got herself over. She is the funniest women's wrestler I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
She did comedy right. She put people over. She's a damn good wrestler. And all of these little happy accidents that happen, the team with Carmella that disintegrated, unfortunately, because Carmella got pregnant. And then the stuff with Piper Niven has been some of the best stuff I've seen out of her. The comedic stuff she would do in the Royal Rumble and how she organically got herself over with the fans. The manager gimmick, when she came back and she was told Adam Pearce, I'm going to complain to the manager. Adam Pearce, I am the manager.
She was a Karen. She was a Karen. Yeah. It's just fucking hilarious.
And all of that buildup leading to her winning the championship. I'm sorry, but I would have much rather have seen that than to see her get a women's championship match on her third week on the show, lose, and then poof into obscurity. Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah, looking at you, Tony Khan. Looking at you. Learn how to book your women's wrestlers. Chelsea Green is presented the title by Nick Aldis, who looks very reluctant to give it to this Karen. But the celebration that she has with Piper Niven is actually a very genuine and sweet moment. I'm going to tell my kids that this was Macho Man and Elizabeth celebrating at the end of WrestleMania 4.
You wanna talk about Chelsea Green's?
Oh my God! Wait, no. Yeah, no. So there was something I want to talk about here. Yeah, thank you. So, okay, while Saturday Night's main event was going on, that whole weekend was my birthday weekend, my 28th birthday weekend. I was in Disneyland that whole entire weekend, and the Sunday, the day after WrestleMania's, not WrestleMania, the day after Saturday Night's main event. I'm sorry. I see a picture on Twitter of Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green posing with the belt in front of Sleeping Beauty's castle. Do you guys have any idea my shit luck that I have with beating and running into celebrities at Disneyland? Do you guys have any idea?
Let me guess. Could you imagine Chelsea Green on Tiana's Bayou Adventure with the United States Championship?
Yes, I could, because it probably happened. It's like this, again, I go to the park maybe a year ago. The day I'm in Disneyland, who's in California Adventure but fucking Simu Liu, Shang-Chi. Yeah. And this past trip, I was in DCA. The day I was in DCA, who's in the other park? John Stamos. You cannot tell me my luck is horrible when it comes to running into these people.
I get it.
So,
but also, you want to talk about what Chelsea Green was wearing at Saturday Night's main event?
Yes.
She was wearing tights and a top with her.
Damn it.
She's a genius. She's a goddamn genius.
She is.
I hope she holds this championship for 3,000 fucking days. Long live Chelsea Green.
Longer than
Van Ness.
Longer than the fabulous Moolah ever held the women's title back in the 50s. I'm going to go with, I don't know, man. This was 8 minutes. It was a pretty basic match, but it accomplished exactly what it needed to.
I'll give it 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 seems fair.
It was fun.
I'll go 2 3/4 because the right person went over, but
just for those keeping score at home, my pick for the women's Intercontinental title is Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah,
she has earned it so hard. Hey, you're not going to see any complaints from me if Dakota Kai wins it, because I think she's in that same realm. Like, she's worked incredibly hard coming back from the injury she's come back from. But I don't know. I love a feel good story, and I want to see.
Yeah. It should be Lyra Valkyria as much as I love Dakota, because at WrestleMania 41, I am predicting Lyra Valkyria defending the women's IC title against Becky Lynch. Could you imagine the amount of luster that title will have if Becky Lynch is going after it?
Yes, and at the same time, if we're going to go that far with our predictions, if that match does happen, it needs to be a torch passing.
Yep.
I want to see Becky Lynch put over Lyra Valkyria.
Yes. Yeah, no question about it. If Becky Lynch is not going to be on TV as much as we would probably want, I completely understand. Becky Lynch wants to spend more time being a mom. She needs to put Lyra over if that's what she wants to do.
I'm going to save all my Becky Lynch thoughts if and when she returns on Monday, because I know the rumors are starting to stir. She was mentioned on TV this past Monday. But yeah, those are our predictions for that particular stance. But congratulations, Chelsea Green. Long live Chelsea Green.
Yes.
You've earned it. You deserve it. And if you still think Chelsea Green can't wrestle, go watch her wrestle Penta on Lucha Underground.
Better yet, if you don't think Chelsea Green can wrestle still, you can suck my balls. I guess suck my balls. So anyway, main event time. Saturday night's main event. Jesse Ventura joins our commentary team to come in for the main event, and he did a phenomenal job, mind you. I don't think Jesse Ventura has lost one single step as a heel commentator, siding with our villain here.
Listen, you can make fun of Jesse Ventura all you want, being the conspiracy theorist, being as involved in politics as he is.
I wasn't going to mention that.
This is the man with such an iconic voice that when he came back to guest host Raw in 2009, I said he should have been Sheamus's manager. Because the way he put over Sheamus on that one night was better than anything WWE did with him the 5 years after that.
In Saturday night's main event, it is Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, defending the WWE Championship against Kevin Owens. Oh boy, we got a lot to talk about here. Kevin Owens has probably had the most unique heel turn for a top heel I think I've ever seen in my life.
Kevin Owens is right.
Hey, Kevin, why do you think Kevin is right? Do you want to talk about this? Do you want to talk about this?
Let's go back to the year 2020. And I know everyone loves going back to that year.
Oh, fuck that year.
Jey Uso is now Roman Reigns' little bitch. And they're sitting backstage, and Kevin Owens comes up to him and, gives him shit for it. And that started this crazy domino effect. Kevin Owens should have won at the Royal Rumble, but there was bullshit against Roman Reigns. He challenged Roman Reigns he also lost to him at TLC, which was bullshit. And Kevin Owens has been at war with the Bloodline for 2 years now. He's
longer than that.
I'm going by timeline. 2 years at this point. He's been at war with these guys. And now he notices that his best friend, Sami Zayn, has been, kind of groomed. He's kind of fallen under the bad influence that is the Bloodline. So Kevin Owens comes to the rescue, saves his friend, saves Sami Zayn from the Bloodline, and they go to war with the Bloodline, and they beat the Usos in the main event of WrestleMania for the tag team championships. It was the feel-good moment of the year. It was fucking awesome. But the Bloodline wasn't there. Owens and Zayn also tried to help Cody Rhodes win the title, and it doesn't end there. Kevin Owens goes back to SmackDown, and he's still dealing with these motherfucking Bloodline guys. He's dealing with The Rock. He's teaming with Randy Orton now. He's trying to get rid of the Usos and Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns and The Rock and all this stuff. And he puts his blood, sweat, and tears, his soul on the line to help Cody Rhodes defeat the Bloodline. Even after the fact, him and Randy Orton are fighting Tama Tonga and Tongaloa and Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. And Kevin Owens is the most loyal soldier of all time to Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
And then Roman Reigns comes back. Does he apologize? No. Does he take accountability for what he did?
No.
Is he still a tyrannical, egotistical douchebag? Yes.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes just teams up with him.
Yeah. Well, you will acknowledge me, son. I don't need to apologize. I don't need to apologize for anything. This is my microphone. This is my camera. This is my company.
And Cody Rhodes, comes face to face with Roman Reigns on that football field. And what does Roman Reigns tell him? You're in my way in life. And he just brushes him off. And Cody Rhodes, for some fucking reason, still teams with Roman Reigns. Imagine putting your life on the line for your friend, and they still team with the enemy. You wouldn't be a little upset? Your feelings wouldn't be hurt? Would you feel a little heartbroken?
Cody, as a hero,
now imagine standing up for yourself in that situation.
Right.
And you're the bad guy?
I was about to say.
Fuck that. Kevin Owens is right.
Cody as a hero is a bit too easily forgiving for his own good.
Yes.
Because after all this time of him trying to take the title off of Roman Reigns and dethrone the Bloodline, now Roman needs his help, and Cody decides to insert his nose into the bloodline business again and
He
help
has
Roman Reigns?
No reason to. He
No.
could have sat there and be like, you know what, Roman?
He has no incentive. He has no incentive.
Yeah,
Cody has the title now.
Yeah, thank you for the assist at SummerSlam. I know. Let me guess. You didn't do it for me. You did it for Solo Sikoa. Still, you helped me retain my title, but it looks like all this family drama, that's a you problem. And maybe you should have thought of that before you did what you did to me and my friends the past 4 years. So fuck off, you're on your own with this. But he didn't.
Because they needed the big money match in the main event of Bad Blood with Cody and Roman teaming up.
Kevin Owens is right. Kevin Owens is right. Did Kevin Owens go a little too far with trying to paralyze Randy Orton? Yes, he did. Now, that may be a case where it's like, okay, Owens, you need to back it up. Is Kevin Owens being stubborn and refusing to even talk about the situation with, like, Michael Cole? Yeah. I will say, like, look, Kevin, you're right, but let's tone it down a bit. Let's talk about this like adults. Like, Kevin Owens has crossed the line at this point, but in the beginning, it's like, yes, he's right. He is right.
When Kevin Owens debuted in the WWE 10 years ago, NXT R Evolution, he was given the hero's welcome, beating Juice Robinson in a match where he broke his nose. Yes. And then by the end of the show, he was the most sadistic son of a bitch on the roster, attacking his best friend. Which shows that you should never trust Kevin Owens, because he will always fucking backstab you.
Now,
Sami, hold on, I'm not done. Sami Zayn was backstabbed. Chris Jericho was backstabbed in the Festival of Friendship. Him backstabbing Cody Rhodes was only a matter of time. Like, this version of Kevin Owens is what I've been waiting for so long.
Now, did Kevin Owens stab Cody Rhodes in the back, or did Kevin Owens just standing up for himself?
Well, okay. Well, I mean, like, if we're going off of what WWE is trying to tell you, then Kevin Owens backstabbed one of his best friends. Liberty Rhodes did not trust Kevin Owens for an inkling. That image of Cody's family with Kevin's family at Disney World is the funniest thing ever.
What did Kevin Owens do wrong?
Cody's holding Liberty, and Kevin Owens is standing next to them, and Liberty's just looking at him like, ugh, why are you ugly?
Please tell me, what did Kevin Owens do that was wrong? He stood up for himself.
He did. He attacked Cody Rhodes outside his bus after Bad Blood went off the air, and we had to rely on fan footage outside the arena of Kevin Owens beating the crap out of the champion. Kevin Owens doesn't, the authorities don't invite Kevin Owens to the arena because they don't feel like it's safe for Kevin Owens to be there.
How petty Kevin Owens is, because on the Go Home episode of SmackDown leading into Saturday Night's Main Event, he was going to be interviewed, and he's sitting in his car. Also, I love how Kevin Owens' car is his favorite place in the world, because he's sitting there in his car. He's like, now they want me to come in? Well, no, Michael Cole, if you want to interview me, you're going to come out here. You're going to come out to the parking lot. Come on in. It's a toasty 68 degrees in here. I'm like, oh, fuck you, Kevin Owens. Have you been in a car that's 68 degrees?
Kevin Owens...
It needs to be at least 72.
His ad-libs are just so naturally funny, like, whenever he delivers promos. I remember there was a match he was wrestling on SmackDown. They come back from commercial. Kevin's sitting on the top turnbuckle. He's like, come on, I've been antsy. I've been waiting out here for minutes. Come on.
When Kevin Owens at a house show had Roman Reigns and a rest hold, and he was talking to a fan about their salaries? Yeah, he goes, I probably make more than you do in a year. Oh, how much do you make? Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, does it pay good? Do you like it there? Do you like the benefits? I'm like, you are wrestling a match and you're talking about salaries and benefits with a fan.
I hate this stupid town and all the people in it. I hate
Happy Mother's Day. Nobody's mother's matters today. Oh, happy Mother's Day to my mom, to Sami Zayn's mom, and to Finn Balor's mom, and that's it. Oh, and to Stephanie McMahon.
Because Stephanie McMahon is a mother of three. But Kevin Owens makes his entrance, of course. Jesse Ventura is siding with him in the storyline because, why wouldn't you at this point? Kevin Owens is right. Cody Rhodes makes his grand entrance, and he is wearing the Winged Eagle Championship. Everybody has been theorizing of when Cody was going to do this, and no better time for a night where they're paying tribute to the late 80s, early 90s WWF by bringing out the old guns for one night. Cody Rhodes.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes looks fucking magnificent with that title.
Yeah, it looks so natural, doesn't it?
This is going to paint the picture of what I want to talk about at the end of this match, which grinded my gears when it came to the reception of this match. Okay, now imagine you are not a fan of professional wrestling. Imagine you were just some person on a Saturday night with nothing to do, flipping through the channels, you come across NBC, and you see Cody Rhodes coming down the aisle with his music blaring, that beautiful championship around his waist, and you're going to sit there and tell me that this guy is not the quarterback?
You're going to sit there and tell me that you would not just stop what you're doing and watch what this guy is doing?
You're going to sit there and tell me you're not going to look at this guy and be like, this is the fucking man.
He is.
Obviously is the leader of this company.
As he should be.
Obviously the biggest star you've ever seen in your life. You think about John Cena and Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage and guys like that. You just look at them. You don't even have to be a wrestling fan. And you just think to yourself, that guy's cool. I want to root for that. So the presentation was just amazing here.
And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Cody Rhodes deserves every bit of this. And he's deserved every bit of it.
Come to my little cousin's bat mitzvah.
You think he'll be the best man at my wedding? I don't know. You think so? All right. Yeah, but anyway, these two get to brawling. Kevin gives Cody a belly-to-back suplex onto the commentary table, just like Randy Orton did to the Singh brothers all those times, hilariously. And then once Owens delivers that move, he takes a moment to look deep into the camera and say, "Hi, Randy. How you doing?"
Kevin Owens is the best. He is a master at trolling. Oh, speaking of being a master of trolling, what shirt did he decide to wear tonight?
Dusty. Gold Dust.
Canadian Dream, Kevin Owens.
Oh, wait. I must have missed that.
Fucking loved that.
I saw him wearing a
Gold
Dust shirt on his way into the arena, which I thought was fucking
to the ring. It was
hysterical.
The Canadian Dream, Kevin Owens, and I'm like, I fucking love that. And what was he wearing on SmackDown the night before? A Stardust shirt.
Of course. You know,
he looked at Cody Rhodes dead in the eye and said, "Stardust was better."
Yeah,
Kevin Owens is the king of trolling.
He is a troll. These two have really good chemistry together, don't they? I love their match at Bash in Berlin. They got a lot of time in Germany. These two, how much time did they get here? They only got 12 minutes?
Yeah. Because like I said, when you have the grand entrance of both guys and the ring announcements and the commercials, it's like, these guys should get at least 25.
Yeah. I think they got close to 25 in Berlin. I haven't got back and rewatched that match since. It was a phenomenal match. But I think for the time they got, it was, I think it was pretty much exactly what you would expect here. They're hitting all their big moves. Cody's hitting his Cody cutters. Cody gives Kevin an RKO on the announce table, which does not break. Freaking wild, man. Owens hits a twisting fisherman's buster off the middle rope. Awesome spot. The crowd is so into this. Cody goes for the crossroads. Kevin basically breaks out of that, shoves him into referee Little Nate. And this is where things get a little bit dicey here, Tomas. This is where you kind of start to see that Kevin Owens is starting to say, hey, Cody's not like Captain America. He's not the most noble guy.
Remember, I love this consistency here. This is not the same Kevin Owens Cody Rhodes fought at Bash in Berlin.
No.
In Bash in Berlin, Kevin Owens hesitated to go for the ankle. He hesitated to go for that apron bomb. And here, Kevin Owens is not going to hesitate to end this man's career if he gets the opportunity. Which, wow, do you love a bit of foreshadowing in your stories?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Owens nails a stunner. You have another referee coming in as Owens has a visible pinfall on Cody Rhodes. Cody kicks out just in time as the referee makes the 2 count. Kevin Owens and Cody continue wrestling for a bit. Cody goes for a disaster kick. He ends up hitting the second referee instead. And then Cody looks down and he says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
He felt like shit.
We got to finish this. We get up. Eddie, hey.
Need to finish this.
Eddie, get up. We got to finish this.
What do you mean we?
What is he, your tag team partner now, Cody?
I'm surprised whenever Cody Rhodes wins a match that he doesn't hug the referee and say, "We did it." Like, what the fuck? I didn't do shit. I just counted the 3.
I just counted the 3. I just did my job. Like, I mean, Cody, like, again, he is Captain America, right? He's the American Nightmare going down there with the, whoa! He, like, he goes down there with the awesome music. He's got the Star Spangled Flag all over his LEDs. He goes down there. He shakes hands with the ring announcer. He shakes hands with the referee, thanking him. He is hugging the commentators at ringside. He's so thankful that they're calling his main event match. He kisses the mat. Like, he's Captain America. Like, what else do you want?
Homelander.
No, he's... Well, in Kevin's mind, he's Homelander. Cody...
He was Homelander in AEW.
Correct. Kevin introduces a steel chair. Cody is making his comeback while the referee is down. And then Cody hits a crossroads on the steel chair. And Cody eliminates the evidence. Referee Charles Robinson can't fully get back in the ring. He's come to. He's counting from the apron. He's bent over. 1, 2, 3. Cody retains. Jesse Ventura on commentary has a conniption over this. Like, he is so furious that this referee was so, like, it's almost like this referee was, like, reffing a Kansas City Chiefs game, and he was putting the Chiefs over whatever team they're facing,
First, I saw a lot of people complaining about how the referee did the count. That's happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Stop pretending things have happened for the first time just because you've never seen it.
Yeah.
Second of all, I love Jesse Ventura getting on Cody Rhodes' ass because that just shows how great of a heel commentator he is. And that's what every heel commentator should strive for. Look at Bobby the Brain Heenan. Like, I think Gorilla Monsoon said it best. Hulk Hogan could walk on water and Bobby Heenan would say, "Oh, look at him. He can't swim." It should be every heel commentator's like goal to be able to find the bad in the babyface no matter what. And so I love Jesse Ventura doing that. But I just see holes in his logic that fans are calling out too. They're saying, "Oh, Cody Rhodes cheated." Motherfucker, Kevin Owens brought the chair into the match.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but Kevin, of course, is going to twist it into his own sick narrative, which is a sick narrative if you think about what happens after the match. So Cody is celebrating with his Winged Eagle title, which he probably got from the replica stock from WWE Shop.
And hold on. There's something. This is the big thing I was building up to.
Yes.
So I saw people bitching and moaning and whining and complaining. They should have put the title on Kevin Owens. Owens should have won the title.
Here we go.
They're burying him. Blah, 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 fucking blah. Remember what I said at the beginning of the match? That you look at Cody Rhodes if you're just channel flipping and you know he's the star?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's NBC. It's national television. This was with the Winged Eagle title. This was not the place for Cody Rhodes to drop this title. It wasn't. And I get it. I want Kevin Owens to be the WWE champion. But you know what else? I want Kevin Owens to be the WWE champion where it's going to, A, matter the most, and B, he's going to have a nice, long, healthy title run. Because I've heard people say, "Oh, well, Kevin Owens will just win the title and then drop it back to Cody at the Rumble." Is that really what you want? Do you really want Kevin Owens just to hold the title for 6 weeks, lose it back to Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes is just going to go back to his business whether he's wrestling The Rock at WrestleMania or not? I'm sorry. I don't want to see that. I don't want to.
You're right.
I did not wait 9 years for Kevin Owens to win back a world title just to see him hold it for 6 weeks and drop it back as here's a little pity reign. Like, I get it. In some cases, you can flip-flop titles. But in Kevin Owens' case, since he's been in such a long drought without a world championship, I don't want to see him in some petty 6-week reign.
Yeah.
Where it's going to matter the most, and he can hold it for 6 months. I know. Well, I'm not talking about a 4-year-long Roman Reigns run. I'm not talking about a 2-year Gunther reign. 6 months. 6 months is what I'm asking for when I say a long, healthy run with the title.
What are you talking about? He already did that in 2016.
Well, it's been almost 9 years since.
Yeah. So basically what Tomas is saying is he wants a healthy Kevin Owens run that's not ended by Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
So, because that was some bullshit. That was some bullshit.
I was all for Kevin Owens winning the title, taking it into WrestleMania, and having a program with Randy Orton. Because I don't think we're going to see Randy Orton at least until the Royal Rumble. And
yeah, but that would hold on. That would require Randy Orton winning a third Royal Rumble, and I don't know if I want to see that.
No. I wasn't saying Orton win the Royal Rumble. I was just saying, regardless of whether a title is involved or not, I do think Kevin Owens and Randy Orton is happening at WrestleMania.
Oh man.
And that's what I was saying. If it was
no
for
doubt
the title, that would be so easy. You could just slide the championship into that feud, and Cody can fight The Rock, not with the title, even though I don't think that makes sense.
No, Cody's walking into WrestleMania 41 with the title, and if he's wrestling The Rock especially, Cody is walking out of WrestleMania 41 with the title. I don't see Cody dropping this thing anytime soon.
I agree. That's why I'm saying, like, if I'm all for Kevin Owens winning the title, but if he would win the title here or at the Royal Rumble, I want to see him go into Mania as champion. I don't want to see no bullshit 3-week, 4-week, 5-week reign.
Yeah, so since Saturday night's main event has concluded, and the show does go off the air with Cody's celebration.
One last point I
want
to make.
Yeah. Sorry.
The point, no, you're good. The point I'm trying to make is Kevin Owens losing this match was not the end of the world, like everybody was making it out to be.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
It's okay. You know what? Kevin Owens is sitting on a fat contract right now, making so much money. He main evented Saturday night's main event on national television. You know what? Kevin Owens, he's doing okay. He is doing perfectly fine. Remember looking at his bank account and going, "Oh yeah, I'm a fucking failure." No, he's not.
Remember 3 years ago when everybody wanted Kevin Owens to sign with AEW? Remember that?
Again, I don't think Kevin Owens is looking at his bank account and going, "Yeah, I fucking suck. I'm a fucking failure at this pro wrestling thing." Kevin Owens has been one of the only consistently booked wrestlers from the NXT era in the past 10 years.
Yes.
I want you to name one point in Kevin Owens' career where he was floundering or he was jobbing on main event. Fuck no. This guy has been upper mid-card main event since day fucking one when he stepped into fucking Battleground, not Battle. Yeah, Elimination Chamber and pin John Cena.
Yes. Pin John Cena clean as clean. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Which nobody ever did. Nobody ever pinned John Cena like that.
Tell me again how this guy is doing badly. 3 years ago, he main evented WrestleMania with Stone Cold fucking Steve Austin. Tell me again how Kevin Owens is failing at this pro wrestling thing and how they're wronging him. Tell me, stop here and I'll win.
Not only that, Kevin Owens main evented 2 straight WrestleManias.
Yeah, damn
2 straight. So if you want to sit there and say Kevin's a failure, fine, but you're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
You are fucking wrong. And getting into this, since Saturday night's main event has concluded, a lot has happened. So the show goes off the air. Cody's celebrating with the title. He's basically cutting a promo to send the crowd home happy. Kevin Owens blindsides Cody Rhodes in the ring after the match, after the show's off the air, and he delivers a package pile driver. And Cody is selling this, and you can watch the clip on YouTube. It looks as devastating of a move as you could. Like, I know we called the pile driver Kevin Owens gave Randy Orton a package pile driver, but this is the first time that we've actually seen the Kevin Steen style package pile driver. And Cody Rhodes is a perfect person to take the move and introduce how devastating it actually is.
And now it's also a good point to bring up. Oh shit, where was I going with this? I had a point.
I don't know,
I forgot it, but
I'll tell you this while you're thinking of it. I hope Stone Cold Steve Austin wasn't watching this, because he probably would have had 1997 flashbacks to a pile driver. You know, he hit Cody with a pile driver, like.
And that stack of neck he calls a dime.
The stack of necks you call a dime.
Goddamn. Damn.
I am losing it.
I totally forgot the point I was going to make, and it was going to be about Kevin Owens.
That's okay.
Oh, I know what it is. Talk about a blessing in disguise that when he came into WWE, he couldn't do the package pile driver. And then it just built up. And now that he finally can do it, it's like, holy fucking shit, he's actually doing that move. And it should be sold as one of the most devastating finishers ever.
Yeah. It doesn't look like he's missed a step in delivering it either.
If Kevin Owens was in AEW, he would have hit 3 package pile drivers in a row, and his opponent would have kicked out.
Fuck
Immediately
AEW's.
sprung up and
Like,
super kicker.
you see a pile driver in every AEW match, and meanwhile, WWE builds up a pile driver as the most devastating move you could take. Different mindsets, man. But Kevin Owens, after he hits the package pile driver, Cody Rhodes is stretchered out, and Kevin takes the Winged Eagle title for himself. And he is holding this title hostage, and actually, they're having Kevin defend this Winged Eagle championship on the house show circuit, while Cody Rhodes is written off with a package pile driver and spending his holiday with his wife and his daughter.
So I guess you could say Kevin Owens is the real world's champion.
Yep, just like Ric Flair in 1991.
Just like CM Punk in AEW.
Oh, boy.
And then on top, this was the cherry on top for me. Triple H comes out, and he gets into a shoving match with Kevin Owens. And I love reading online saying, is this going to be a Triple H? No.
I
love that Triple H is still getting involved.
Yeah, I love that Hunter's still getting involved, but if we got Hunter versus Kevin at WrestleMania, Hunter would have died in the ring.
Yeah.
Again,
Stone Cold Steve Austin did take a vertical suplex on cement in Dallas. So.
Well, a stack of necks you call a dime is different from literally having a defibrillator put in your chest.
That's fair.
So
that really is Tony Stark.
Yeah, it's totally different. Totally different. Hunter's never stepping foot in the ring. At least not in the physical sense.
No.
Yeah. No, we're never. It was
crazy. That it's like, wow, if we did get Triple H versus Owens, I think if for some crazy ass reason they would let him, I think Owens would be the perfect guy. Because again, do you ever think you would have saw Stone Cold taking a back suplex on fucking concrete in 2022?
No, of course not. But but Hunter's gonna stick to his guns. He's gonna stay retired because he takes one step in the ring, he tries to run the ropes, and his heart rate goes up sky high. Yeah.
Can I make a very dark joke?
Oh no!
I don't want Triple H to be like Randy the Ram.
Oh fuck! Oh man, yeah, no, we're not gonna have him do that. We're not gonna have him do that at all.
Top 100 things you need to do as a wrestling fan before you die. Watch The Wrestler.
Yep.
But also have a box of tissues on standby because it's a tearjerker.
That movie will mess you up, man. So Kevin is walking around, parading around with his title, and then as soon as the last episode of SmackDown, Kevin is in the ring and he's demanded to hand over the Winged Eagle title to General Manager Nick Aldis. Kevin Owens is refusing. He's claiming he's the real world's champion. Cody Rhodes makes his return 2 weeks after the package pile driver, and he has his belt, and he's basically saying, hey, Kevin, I'm not finished with you. I want you at the Royal Rumble in a ladder match, and we're going to hang both titles above the ring, which I fucking love.
I know we can't have it this way, but how cool would it have been if it was Ladder Wars?
I mean, they're probably going to treat it like Ladder Wars.
Yeah, right.
I mean, because Cody and Kevin are both seasoned Ring of Honor vets. We'll probably get the closest thing to a ladder war in a WWE ring at the Royal Rumble.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go watch Kevin Steen versus El Generico in Ladder Wars, and you will see the insane contraptions Kevin Owens can make out of ladders.
This honestly has the makings, and I'm excited for the Rumble as it is with the Rumble matches. The Royal Rumble match is the best fucking stipulation out there. I love it. I'm so
Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan in a last woman standing match, and that is also the greatest stipulation.
No, fuck that match. I am so fucking pumped to see this ladder match. You have no idea. I think these guys are going to tear the house down. I think it'll be an early contender for 2025 match of the year. I'm calling it. If I'm setting you guys up for disappointment, I'm sorry, but I think that match is going to rule. This match ruled. That's Saturday Night's Main Event. I'm going 3 3/4 stars. Really good.
3.5. I thought it was very solid, but again, they were given less than 15 minutes. I liked it more than their Bash in Berlin match, actually.
Really?
It was a lot more fast paced. I thought the action was very consistent, and they told a great story in the ring. And it is not the end of the fucking world that Kevin Owens lost this match.
No.
In an alternate universe where Kevin Owens did win the championship, guys, this ladder match, he would be dropping it right back to Cody.
Yep. And
But
at
the
least
ladder match is a stipulation that protects the other, protects both guys because neither of them are getting pinned.
correct. Correct. And I don't see Cody losing this match, but Kevin Owens at least is not going to take another pinfall loss to Cody Rhodes.
No,
so
he's
you
already
guys,
taken it too.
yeah, so you guys can at least be thankful for that. And you can be
And also,
thankful.
can we please, and if you do at least appreciate that they are protecting Kevin Owens in these losses? Again, crossroads on a chair.
Yep.
Not a clean win.
Bash in Berlin even. Kevin Owens hesitated to pull the trigger on Pillmanizing Cody's ankle. You know, didn't do it. And
So
then
the
Cody
moral of
capitalized.
the story is Kevin Owens will be fine. He
Yep.
will be fine after the Rumble. He'll be fine after WrestleMania. Hell, he'll be fine going into 2030.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Because Kevin is right. Of course he's going to be fine.
Yeah. Kevin Owens is right.
Saturday night's main event I thought was really solid. I think the aesthetic of the show, the red, white, and blue ropes, the referees dressing up in the blue shirts with the black bow ties, the old school aesthetic, Jesse Ventura returning as a guest commentator, the solid matches we got. I'm going to give this show a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a really fun time and a
I'm
really
gonna give
easy.
it a solid 7 out of 10, and that's going to be a solid B for me. I love everything that you said, and I thought again, you got to look at it from a casual person's perspective. If you're just channel flipping and you see professional wrestling on NBC, you got nothing to do, you want to check it out, you had a really good time watching this show. And I think that's what WWE was trying to accomplish. So I think it had a little something for the casual viewer and for the regular viewer. So I think it really fired on all cylinders. Again, I just wish these matches got more time to breathe. But then again, also keeping them quick and as, bombastic as they were, it gave casual fans may not want to watch a 30-minute match. They might get bored and flip the channel halfway through. So I think that may have been what they were going for here, more for like the casual fan. But for us who have been following the storylines, we still got really good matches and really good advancements in the storylines.
Yes. Yeah. And I think
that being said, also, we are getting our next Saturday night's main event at the end of January. And I have to say, I think that's a little too soon.
Way too soon.
I want to see the next Saturday night's main event. So, going into WrestleMania, do one for Mania.
No, better yet.
SummerSlam, do one for Survivor Series, and do one for the Rumble.
Save it for after Mania. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think having a Saturday night's main event, even on the road to WrestleMania, is too early.
Or do it for one for each of the seasons. Do one in spring around WrestleMania time. Do one in the summer around SummerSlam time. Do one in the fall around Survivor Series time. And do one in the winter around Royal Rumble time.
There you go.
I think that's perfect.
There you go. That's all you need. That's all you really need, man. But we're so happy to be back talking all things wrestling with you guys. We got the first debut episode of Raw on Netflix on Monday, headlined by CM Punk versus Seth Rollins in their grudge match, much anticipated. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa in tribal combat. Yes, the last woman standing match with Liv and Rhea. Yeah, with the Oofalafa on the line, yes. We also have to talk about AEW World's End, which is going to be a nice little can of worms there in and of itself. I was spoiled on the finish. I haven't sat through the show yet, but I was spoiled on who returned.
I have. And if you want my quick 10-second review, it was good wrestling with questionable booking decisions. Wow, like every AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah, and trust us, we have not forgotten about our retrospectives on the pay-per-views that we loved growing up. We still have to talk about ECW One Night Stand 2006. That review is coming. We got Vengeance 06 on the horizon as well. Lots of we can talk about with you guys and more. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Tap on that thumbs up as well. This has been a true treat. Thank you again so much for tuning in. Commence that back talk. Talk to you guys soon.